Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto altcoin analysis today. It's ones I'll be picking myself. I've had a few requests over the last few days, and I've got a few in the back of my mind. So rather than putting a tweet out, I just thought I'd jump on quickly and talk about some altcoins, which this morning are getting absolutely battered. I think that it's a bit of one of those days. It's an event day. We've got CPI numbers coming out today. It's actually expected to be a little bit lower than the previous month. So that, in fact, is quite a good sign. But the markets currently are reacting against that. Bitcoin, I'm just looking at the screen. Bitcoin's at 19,000, and the rest of the assets are pretty much here. You can see it on the right. All the others are in the red, and some altcoins are really getting taken out here. I mean, between 4 and 9% drops on some altcoins. I actually just got the Bitcoin dominance chart up here. I will look and see how much effect it's having so far. And we have had a little bounce. Today's daily candle, if we just have a bit of a zoom in, you can see that we are pushing up. I mean, we're down at 41.4% and we're pushing up towards that 42% barrier. If Bitcoin stays at this level and alts continue to drop, then you are going to see this increase in dominance. And I still think that before any major bull cycle, you need to see a strong Bitcoin, and we're a long, long way away from that yet. If you look back to 2020, 2021 even, look how strong Bitcoin was before it started pushing down, and altcoins did then follow it up. So a long, long way off any type of bullish price action, in my opinion. I mean, we might get some bear market rallies, but for now, I don't think there's anything significant going to happen. But yeah, altcoins are getting butchered this morning. And let's take a look at some. We'll take a look at ZILLIQA first. It's an asset I have covered a lot, and people always like me to cover it, and it's an asset that I fundamentally like as well. Currently, I don't hold any. I sold off. I got rid of that bag, but there's nothing to say I won't buy again. If some assets come down into some crazy levels, I mean, this is quite a strange one really, because look at that. What's this little thing doing down here? Look at this little dinosaur. Oh, this is the very beginning. Never seen that before. But yeah, look at that. We had a major pump, didn't we, back in March of this year. It was going on, and people were thinking, wow, he's going to break all-time highs, and then it followed the rest of the market down and pretty much died off. Looking at current price action, we've actually dropped below this level of support, which I've been talking about, which is was a major level of the support back here, and it was support here, and unfortunately, we are dropping through that now, and things aren't looking good. If this doesn't end up being a deviation, then you got to look at some other key levels to potentially look at buying, because remember, price can drop quite significantly when it just start pushing up, and this is a level of support I've got. That's down at 2.1 cent. It looks like in the past it was a resistance level there, and then it formed a base before it went up and went on to create new all-time highs. I'm not going to say it's going to drop that much, but you just have to be prepared, don't you? I mean, you have to be prepared for the worst, and if you prepare for the worst, then you're going to get it, hopefully. And look at that, 26%. That is a level where the price could potentially come down, and it's an area where I think there will be quite a lot of interest. I mean, if we did lose that level, then you're going to look down here. I don't want to say that level because that's 1.3 cent, and that's a long way down. But we just know what's going on with the current global economies, the inflation. We just got so much going against us, recessions all over the place. It's a tough one to try and judge, because in my opinion, for example, you've got governments printing off money left, right and centre. The UK were printing off $10 billion a day just to keep that bond market afloat. You can't do that with Bitcoin. You can't inflate the Bitcoin numbers. I just think at some point, whether that's tomorrow or in a few years' time, we will get that decouple from the traditional finance systems. I mean, yeah, we are following the ES, the S&P 500. At some stage, I think we will do that decouple and go on its own move. And no matter what the price is now, I think the future is very, very fruitful for Bitcoin. And that goes nothing to say against ZILLIQA. If you see the strength in Bitcoin, ultimately altcoins are going to follow it up in USDT pairings. I think this is a fundamentally strong asset. We've got the metaverse part of it, which is huge. There's a lot of things going on for this, but don't be scared and think I'm fudding you by looking at levels below. These are just opportunities that you may not have had before. Everybody wanted to buy when it was up here. Sometimes people are quite scared to buy down here. I mean, you should rightly be scared because markets are fucking diabolical, but I think personally buying at these levels now will be fruitful for the future. So if you're buying around here, bonus, long-term great buys. If you're looking at some sell levels, then obviously we've got to sell, haven't we? We've got to take profit, and you've got to accumulate. First major level is up here at 4.9 cent. It's a long way off, I know that, but there's also a region around here. If you look at that, major support, major resistance, so that's up at around 3.8 cent. If you're buying at this level now and looking to take some profit, then you can consider a 30% move and also potentially a 77% move there to take profit. Do not be scared to take profit, because that is the aim of the game. You're trying to bolster your own personal account, never mind somebody else's. So some levels to buy and some levels to sell. If you look to the right hand side there, you can see all those levels. So if I were talking a bit quick, pause it, look at those levels on my right hand side. So that's ZILLIQA covered. Elrond, we covered that in yesterday's video, so if you're an Elrond fan, check out that specific Elrond video that I did. Looking at Ethereum, I mentioned his on my Twitter yesterday. Look, 1275 is a good level to buy. I said that because look, resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. It's an area where I think could be decent for longs if the market doesn't crash. Depending on what goes on with the CPI today, it is forecast to be lower, which would be good for the markets. We could be what you see now is a little bit of a shakeout prior to any movement up, and this is scaring people out in my opinion. I think we're going to push up, but it's just my thought, so don't take that for granted. But yeah, Ethereum, this is, I mentioned here, look, 1275 looks a decent level to buy, and so far that has been defended since pretty much 25th of September. It could be a decent level to buy, and if you're looking to sell at this double bottom here, as you can see, 1428. I think that could be a decent level if you're looking for long, with stops in places. Long here, take profit there, so that's talking 11% move without any leverage, and then have your stop loss around there, 4% lower at around 1219. Take profit at 1419. So that's M2 covered. METIS, another asset I've been buying. I actually bought quite a lot of up at $32. It around, I think it was around here. Bought quite a decent chunk there, and then obviously sold off, but it is what it is, isn't it? In terms of Fibonacci, if you look at the entire move from the bottom to the top, we're coming down. We're hanging around that 786 level. That's 2194 down there. Currently at 2316. So if I were you, I would look to buy that, but look at this green box on the daily time frame. How well has that box held up at 2290? Every time we've got a wick into that box, and if we just drag that across, it always reacts to that box. So it could be that period now where you're thinking, could be worth a little bit of a trade, this potentially buy here and look to sell up at this level of resistance, 2580. Depends how you really want to swing it, and depends how your risk management is, but I think that, to me, it looks like a good area to buy. Stops in place. If you lose a few percent, that's trading for you, isn't it? So those levels, yeah, I would look to buy there. I'd look to sell at 2567, and then another level up here at 2789 look to sell. But for me, this is an asset I'm accumulating for long term. I'm getting quite a substantial amount of METIS now, so I just need to be careful that it doesn't die. But fundamentally, I'm pretty much happy with that asset. And then one more, we'll just look at POLKADOT. And I saw this morning, I was thinking, what the hell is going on here? This, well, I mean, it is a daily candle, but look at this 3 daily candle here. We're coming down, and we're down at 582. We've not been down at that level since December 2020. That's nearly 2 years. 2 years of growth is coming to an end. And it's a shame, really, because in my opinion, the fundamentals are so strong on POLKADOT. We've got a massive ecosystem, which is nowhere near its potential. A lot of things coming for the future in terms of this. So I mean, if we're looking for buys on this, we can look down towards these candles here. We saw major support wicks down at around 457, and I think if the market did continue in the way it is, you're going to look at buys down at 455. Major support level there, and below that you're going down to 360, but let's not talk about that level because that is nasty. But yeah, levels to buy down there, levels to sell, I would look at around $8, and then this big level up here at 1089, which is a nice psychological area to sell. But that's it, that's my thoughts on the market today. Just covered some assets that I've had in the back of my mind. I think I've missed a couple out, but I can't fit them all in, can I? We are restricted to 10 minutes today on this video, so that's it. I mean, the markets are what the markets are. There's no chance of making any money unless you're shorting currently, but if you're looking for long-term growth, some of these buy levels now, you might look back at them in 6-12 months thinking, damn, I could have bought down at those levels. But it's just having that desire and that mindset to know that that crypto is the future. It is, in my opinion. I'm not sure about yours. Let me know in the comments. If you think it is a future, let me know. But in my opinion, I think some of these all-time highs we've seen across Polkadot, METIS, ETHEREUM, what else did we cover? Can't remember. But you know what I mean. Some of these assets which are fundamentally strong will get new all-time highs in the future. Maybe not the next year, but at some stage, if you can afford to allocate some money to a side, which you're willing to put on a back burner, then I would just risk it for biscuit, because it is technology that I think will change your world. So that's it. That's my thoughts on pretty much fucking everything today. A bit of geopolitics, bit of crypto, a bit of blockchain. So yeah, we've covered some assets. If you're new to this channel and you want me to cover more assets, drop in the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribed, and I'll catch you next time.